Mammon shall not reign. This is not a metaphor. This is not a slogan for the pious. It is the opening sentence of judgment, the first hammer blow in the war between Christ the King and the invisible machine that now governs men. This is not economic theory. This is apocalyptic unveiling. The world sits under a throne not of gold, but of digits, not of princes, but of platforms. A throne upheld by usury, surveillance, simulation, and obedience. But above this false throne, crowned in thorns and enthroned upon the cross, stands the real king. And his decree is this: Mammon shall not reign. You live in a world where most men do not even know they are slaves. Their chains are silent. Their prisons are invisible. They pay rent to phantoms. They labor for bread that does not satisfy. They speak in terms dictated by machines. They consume what the algorithm decides. They worship nothing and obey everything. They are ruled not by tyrants with spears, but by interfaces and credit scores. This is not freedom. This is the final architecture of servitude, the grid of Antichrist. Let us name what it is. It is a beast with 5 heads. It speaks in the voice of finance, of safety, of sustainability. It whispers that you will own nothing and that this is good. It promises security in exchange for submission. Its liturgy is data, and its incense is convenience. It is clothed in neutrality, but it is possessed. The 5 heads of the grid are these: central banking, digital currency, artificial intelligence, surveillance infrastructure, and biotech control. Together, they do not merely control your money, they claim your soul. The first head is central banking, the counterfeit throne. It issues false bread. It inflates economies with lies. It claims the authority to create value out of nothing and binds generations in invisible chains of interest. Its dominion is global. Its sacraments are debt, inflation, and collapse. No king in history has ruled so totally as the men behind these banks. Unelected, unaccountable, unknown to the masses, yet obeyed by every government. They are high priests of Mammon, and their altar is the balance sheet. The second head is digital currency, the leash. The name is programmable money. The reality is spiritual slavery. Central bank, digital currencies, CBDCs, are not just tools of transaction, they are tools of compliance. With a keystroke, your funds can be frozen, your ability to purchase food denied, your children's education restricted, your travel blocked, and it will all be justified in the name of equity or climate or health or security. The beast will offer you bread, but only if you kneel. The third head is artificial intelligence, the voice. This is the false logos, the oracle of the system. It speaks with synthetic wisdom, impersonates reason, and offers counsel without soul. It rewrites the law, it arbitrates truth, it becomes judge, teacher, confessor, and soon it becomes master. The same power that once carved idols out of wood and bowed to them now builds language models and asks them for meaning. But Christ is not an algorithm. He is the Logos made flesh. The voice of AI is not truth. It is a ventriloquist for the beast. The fourth head is surveillance infrastructure. It sees all, it remembers all, it judges all, the eye in your pocket, the mic in your ceiling, the camera in your streetlight, the ID in your bloodstream. These are the new angels of the new religion. They are fallen angels. Their omniscience is not divine, it is weaponized memory. And their purpose is not to protect you, but to profile you and eventually to prosecute you. In the name of safety, you are numbered. In the name of peace, you are observed. But only God is to be feared as judge. The fifth head is biotech control, the rewriting of the image of God through gene manipulation, neural implants, digital ID systems, and programmable medicine. The powers of Mammon seek to undo the order of nature and replace it with patentable flesh. Your body is not yours, they say. It is a node in the network, a QR code to be scanned, a mutable resource to be regulated. The body of Christ was offered once for all, but the body of man under Mammon must be continually rewritten until no trace of the Creator remains. And so the five-headed beast rises. It is not a myth. It is the very real infrastructure you live within. Its goal is not riches. Its goal is worship, and worship it shall have. Unless you see, unless you flee, unless you fight, for the mark of the beast is not primarily a microchip. It is not primarily a vaccine. It is not even a physical brand. It is worship. It is submission to a false god. It is participation in a false liturgy. It is assent to a false order, economic, moral, spiritual. Christ did not die to share the throne. He died to reclaim it. He was not neutral. He did not reform Mammon. He overthrew it. He overturned the tables. He cast out the merchants. He forbade the serving of two masters. And he now calls us to the same. Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. So what does resistance look like? What does it mean to reject Mammon and serve Christ in your economics, your daily life, your survival? It means distributism, not the socialism of the state nor the capitalism of the speculator, but the economy of the Father, land in the hands of families, tools in the hands of laborers, property tied to virtue, not venture capital. It means honest weight and measure, silver, gold, grain, barter, not tokens that vanish, not digits that freeze, not credits that expire. It means the restoration of the Sabbath, of rest, of worship, of limitation, not the endless churn of consumption, not the calendar of algorithm. It means small is holy, local is sovereign, trust is relational, and above all, it means Christ is King, not merely in prayer, but in contract, in currency, in labor. This will not be allowed by the system, and so you must exit the system. You must leave Babylon while time remains. You must prepare even when it is mocked. You must secure food that is not tracked, wealth that is not digital, community that is not virtual, sacraments that are not streamed, worship that is not filtered through screens. This is not paranoia. This is prophecy, the book of the apocalypse does not warn us about metaphorical merchants. It speaks of real ones, the merchants of the earth who have become rich by the abundance of her luxuries. It speaks of a real mark, without which no one may buy or sell. It speaks of a harlot city, drunk on the blood of saints, partnered with kings and traffickers. This is not poetic hyperbole. This is the blueprint of your enemy, and it is already being built. But the kingdom of Christ does not need their permission to rise. It needs only your fidelity. It is built not with power, but with purity, not with money, but with martyrdom, not with platforms, but with prayer and bread and blood. It is not an empire of surveillance. It is a kingdom of grace. Mammon's fall will not be caused by lawsuits. It will not be ended by ballots. It will not collapse because the system gets too greedy or makes a tactical error. It will collapse under judgment, and that judgment has already been pronounced. The saints will overcome it not by cunning, but by the blood of the Lamb, by their refusal to comply, by their refusal to kneel, by their witness unto death. Mammon shall not reign. Even now, even hidden, even scorned, Christ reigns. He reigns in the catacombs. He reigns in the unbanked farmer. He reigns in the family that prays the rosary by candlelight while the world spirals into digital chains. He reigns where the Eucharist is honored, where confession is made, where children are taught truth, not compliance. This is not a niche movement. This is the war, and if you're listening, you're already in it. So make no peace with Mammon. Do not dialogue with the beast. Do not negotiate your daily bread with liars. Begin the exit. Begin the exodus. Build the ark in your home, in your habits, in your economy, in your allegiance. Because the storm is coming, and the system that rules you now will soon demand everything: your speech, your prayers, your children, your soul. But Christ has already paid the price, and his yoke is not digital, his burden is not technocratic, his reign is peace, the true peace that follows the fire. The control grid will fall, the beast will be thrown down, the merchants will weep, and the saints will rise, because Mammon shall not reign. Christus vincit, Christus regna, Christus imperat.